So a couple weeks back, I drove out to the Republican convention. The guy I borrowed the car from seemed to think the Cleveland streets would look a lot like this Nixon ad from 1968, and he made me promise to park in the suburbs. Turns out Cleveland looked a lot more like this. But I made a promise, so I found myself using Cleveland's shockingly good commuter rail to get down to Public Square. When I got to the RTA stop my first day there, I really needed to take a leak, so I went in search of a public restroom. It was a long walk, but it was a nice day. What I eventually found was this, the Cleveland Museum of Contemporary Art. Much of the museum was given over to a retrospective on Mothersbaugh and the band DEVO. There was a lot more to DEVO than Whippet. These guys have spent over 4 decades creating weird art and music around a philosophy. They call it de-evolution. It's the idea that evolution has now gone into reverse and modern society is decaying in weird and terrifying ways.
Hello, Republicans!
Can you think of a better illustration of DEVO's philosophy than the Republican National Convention? One of DEVO's central characters is Boogie Boy, an orange-hued mutant who runs around spouting nonsense. I don't have to spell it out for you, do I? I don't really buy de-evolution, but the choice to stage this exhibition at the same time as the Republican National Convention was genius, whether it was intentional or not. I found another metaphor at the DEVO exhibit, and I think it explains US politics in 2016 a lot better than de-evolution. Mark Mothersbaugh makes these incredibly elaborate constructions out of stuff he's found over the years, and he rigs them to play music. He calls them orchestrions. They're weird and they're beautiful. To me, this doesn't just describe US politics, it describes the United States. Our national politics is just the music. A tremendous amount of work and orchestration goes into any society. Some of it is brand new, some of it is very old. It all works together to produce a sound that can be beautiful, but is always the product of lots of different moving parts. Our politics isn't our society, it's just an effect. What happens if you knock a few things out of joint in that society? Boogie Boy happens. The music that is US politics in 2016 is pretty grim. But I'm confident that it shouldn't be that hard to fix. There are just a few things that we need to set right. It'll take a decade or 3, but it shouldn't be that hard to make it back to a politics that makes some sense. Anyway, I'd like to thank Mark Mothersbaugh, DEVO, and the Cleveland Museum of Contemporary Art for giving me my best day at the Republican National Convention. And many thanks to you for watching. Please subscribe. And if you'd like to help me make more videos like this one, or even suggest topics for me to cover, please click on the Patreon link here to find out how.